Is Klay worth $38 million per year following the ACL tear?
Klay Thompson, before the ACL tear, was worth every dime. I can't say I'm happy he got his money. Father's my guy. I can't say if I were a team, I would have given him a 5-year deal for $38 a year, considering the ACL. A lot of guys have come back and have been more or less the same player, but some have not. And given the fact that Klay is an all-star plus, meaning he not only makes the all-star team, but he's something more than just a regular all-star. When you make the all-star team every year, you're not just like a guy who made 2 teams. Yeah. You're a perennial all-star. That's an all-star plus. And Stephen A., you said top 5 shooter ever. You could make an argument Klay's the greatest shooter ever. I mean, I would argue Steph. I think you would too. But Klay got an argument. He'd get hotter than anyone. But coming off this injury as a non-MVP level player, a 5-year deal for this amount of money, you're banking on the fact that he's going to be every bit the player he's been. Because an all-star plus doesn't get $38 million. I get he has extra value to the Warriors, not only sentimentally, but in terms of the way they play. And so I understand why they gave him the contract. But if you're asking me just objectively, is he worth it? In other words, if I were the team, would I have done it? The answer is no.
Well, objectively, you're wrong. And you're wrong for a myriad of reasons. Number one, again, as I religiously bring up, when you talk about an injury like this, if Klay Thompson were Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose, guys like that, I understand that. Because so much of their success was in Derrick Rose's case and is in Russell Westbrook's case predicated on elite athleticism. That's not Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is a sniper extraordinaire. Got a lot of heart, ain't afraid to take the big shot, usually makes them, shows up in big games. I mean, the kid, this is a man that was a third option, was a second option when they won the first championship, was a third option when they won their second and third titles, all right? En route to 5 consecutive trips to the NBA Finals. You think about a Game 6 against Oklahoma City when he drops 41 on 11 three-pointers. You think when he dropped 35 and 9 in a Game 6, or 9 three-pointers in a Game 6 against the Houston Rockets. You think about him playing on one leg in Game 4 after missing Game 3 of these NBA Finals, dropping 28. You think about when he went down in Game 6 of this NBA Finals series when he dropped 30 in the first 2.5 quarters before going down with that ACL injury. Everything that you look for in a champion, everything that you look for in a guy that is looking, as George Carl would say, everybody wants max money. No one wants to act like they're max players. I'm not quoting him entirely accurately, but that's basically, to paraphrase, that was the point that he was making. And when we talk about paying dudes, I understand the notion that you can't pay just on what you've done. You've got to pay on potential. Well, who's questioning Klay Thompson's potential? Who, unless you can show me where an Achilles or an ACL injury has compromised one's jump shot, then we got a different ballgame.
Well, except it's not just his jump shot.
Well, again, he defends. I get that. We got to pay attention to that. But I'm saying to you, when you take into account Steph Curry and what the Splash Brothers have meant to basketball, you have to think about the Warriors from the standpoint not separating these dudes. I remember when KD was approaching free agency. You know, some of the great executives in this game would reach out to Warriors ownership and management and say, whatever you do, don't separate the Splash Brothers.
I agree.
Because they mean that much to one another. And so when you have that going on, a chemistry, a cohesiveness, the sniper-like ability and what have you, unless somebody can come to me and show me how an ACL injury has compromised your jump shot. I'm not saying it's the only thing, but it's clearly the most important when
Stephen
it comes to
guys
Klay.
Who shoot really, really well, but can't defend, like not 3-and-D guys, but just 3 guys, those guys don't get $38 million. They get 15.
No, you're wrong. And let me tell you why you're wrong. Back in the day, you're right. But the cap and the dollars available since they did the
not 38.
I understand it, but what I'm saying, the cap has raised so exponentially. Do you understand the dollars that are out there that these guys are getting paid now? You're talking about Chris Paul is going to be getting paid $44 million when he's 37
what
years old.
J.J. Redick
It's a different. J.J. Redick, what did he
like
sign
15,
for?
something like that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he settled for that. But if you look at some of the other contracts,
Okay, fine. You want to call it like
I'm just saying it's a different market. That's all I'm saying.
The money is up, and Klay's shot is so special.
Right.
And with the attachment
Right.
of the Splash Brothers, you want to say 20? You want to say 25? I'm with you. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about 5 years, 38.
And
who was your who? Because we rooted for the same people on the Knicks, right? Who was our guy pre-Patrick Ewing on the New York Knicks?
Bernard King.
Bernard King. You talk about smooth jump shots. Okay, they didn't shoot the three back then.
Right.
But oh my God, who was smoother than Bernard King?
Advancement of technology
ACL,
is
that
not
was
the same.
it.
It's not the same, no. It's not the same. In today's
I
day,
agree.
we've seen guys coming back. All I'm saying to you is this, though, Max. We talk about a three-time champion who's one of the elite snipers this game has ever seen. And not only that, you got Steph Curry. You got Steph Curry locked up in there. And when you look at Klay Thompson's credentials, there is no justification, none, to offer him less than what he got. Especially since the All-NBA robbery that he suffered from because the media were idiotic.
Got his
cost him
money.
$30 million.
I'm happy Klay got his money. I'm not questioning that he won't shoot the lights out. I'm talking about he's not a dribble penetration guy. He's not like...
He doesn't need to be.
I agree, but we're talking about what he can do.
He shoots 25-footers like people hit layups.
He can shoot. He can get to spots that 3-and-D guys like Danny Green can't. He's more athletic than that, and he can defend, right? Now, if you took away some of the other things from him on offense and he were Danny Green, but with an even better shot, he wouldn't get $38 million or even $25. But you're not just taking that away potentially with an ACL. You're taking away the defense. That's half the game.
You assume you're taking away the defense. You got to remember, a lot of times you got bigger guards that he's going against who are usually going up against the opposition and they're posting them up. No, Klay Thompson ain't the kind of dude you want chasing somebody around on the perimeter. But when you're those bigger guards and you're trying to slash to the basket or you're trying to play with your back to the basket and take advantage from a size perspective, he usually comes in there and covers for Steph Curry. Not to mention, again, he shoots 25-footers like they're layups.
And maybe he comes all the way back. And maybe he comes all the way back and is basically the same guy, and then he's worth it. But Klay at 38 is just worth it. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.